Hey everybody, welcome to Landscape Rescue. Today I am at Republic, Missouri at the Lowe's Garden Center, and I am on the hunt, like always. But today is especially important that I get some really good deals in here on some plant material. I need plants. I've got two elderly neighbors that are disabled that need my help, and this is what I do. I do plants. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna hunt and I'm gonna scour and I'm gonna scratch and I'm gonna bleed to get the best possible deals I can to help my neighbors across the street. Let's do it. All right, so I've been talking with one of here. Let me just go ahead and stand up this crate. I don't know why you're laying on the ground. I've been talking with one of the employees. She is willing to help me out with this project by giving me clearance prices on some of the stuff that they haven't quite marked down yet. They're in the process of marking stuff down, but she just basically said, put a cart together, I'll take care of you. That's the importance of coming to your local Lowe's, being able to have a conversation, because now you know that these autumn joy sedum, for instance, I know these autumn joy sedum have been here because they were here a week ago. So now they've been here for a week. It's somewhat of a lucky situation that the garden centers are in because we've been getting good rain and we've been getting good sun. So there's been a good break up of sun with some cloudy days where it has rained. And so they're getting a nice break. It hasn't been a very intense July, so we're not getting a ton of clearance. This is a great thing about it though, is the clearance is kind of trickling into some of these places. So it's not this big influx of 17 clearance racks, right? Which sometimes we get excited about. I would rather have 5 clearance racks that are full and that every week there's something different on versus, a heat wave or calamity or a drought where stuff just gets thrown up there and then it just gets ransacked. I don't even get a shot at it, right? So that's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for some things that have been here for a little while, that I know have been here for a little while. I was walking by and I saw these autumn joy sedum, which are a little bit more on the pale side, versus these that are thicker. They're not as leggy. These right here, a little thicker, not as leggy, obviously haven't been here as long as this one, which is twice the height, a little bit more on the pale side. So, some 2-year fertilizer tablets, we're going to pop them right back where they need to go. Maybe there's some little spire Russian sage here. This is always something that is easy to get them to mark down because it kind of splays out, especially if it gets too much water, it'll kind of lay down on them. I think a combination of the autumn joy sedum and the little spire Russian sage would be good situations for both of those. Maybe some black-eyed Susans. The black-eyed Susans look fantastic though. I'm not going to be able to mark those down. But some Coreopsis, some more drought-tolerant stuff. I think we could really make our case for some good flower beds in the backyard, and for my elderly, the Rosa Sharon customer. And then some of this echinacea here has black spots. So I kind of made a little, now I don't know if I'm gonna get it off. I gotta talk to her and see, but we've got some black spot on the purple coneflower, the echinacea. This variety, it's not Magnus, I didn't think. Powwow Wildberry, which is a great one. I love the color of the Powwow Wildberry. So pretty. Autumn joy sedum, some little spire Russian sage, some black-eyed Susans, and now we're all in kind of the same environment, right? They can all handle the heat. They can be a little bit more on the dry side. Okay, let's go look at the clearance. I wanna dive in on the clearance side and see what they've got over there, because that way I don't have to harass anybody too much. All right, we are heading over to the clearance dungeon right now, and we are going to, already with what I've got, we're gonna spend some money. And then, oh, boop! I know I blow through I go so fast through here. I saw some clematis. So this is the clematis that we talked about last time I was here. I wanted some of this clematis, but it still looked really good. Look how long some of these stems are. Jeez Louise, guys. Look at this. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but that is a I usually end up cutting them back, but it is what it is. Looks like, hey, looky here. Got a bunch of Monrovia, sombrero yellow. Bunch of Monrovia sombrero yellow. So some more of these have shown up. There was 2 back here before, and now there's, looks like 5. So 5 sombrero. I can use the sombrero yellow because it's a different color yellow than. Look at this. Balloon flower, and so these will be $4 a piece. Balloon flower, remember I was talking about in that Rosa Sharon bed in my neighbor's house, whose name is Sharon, by the way. I forgot to say that. A Rosa Sharon for Sharon. And she's had a couple spinal surgeries, had a couple hip surgeries. My neighbor, the veteran neighbor on the other side of her yard, so her direct neighbor, both of my neighbors across the street, we share the mailbox together. All 3 of our mailboxes are in my yard on my side. He's fought cancer. So, yeah, what a bunch of smart people that are so much fun to talk to, you know? Like, they're not cartoony old people that are like, yeah, I remember when frankfurters only cost a nickel. You know, they're quick as a whip. So I love talking to them and just getting that life just the amount of things that my neighbor across the street knows about history and the amount of research that he does just on just following this curiosity rabbit holes that he goes down. I love hearing about that stuff. So we're not going to tackle his yard yet because I need a delivery of pole chips. I have a neighbor down the street a little ways. He has a tree trimming company, and good Lord willing, he's not blowing smoke. He's going to deliver me a load of pole chips so I can start working on his house, because the back of his property is almost unusable. It is filled with so many volunteers. So I'm going to have to put my Tordon gloves on and go in there and start putting it down on that backyard, because it's going to take a lot of work. But once I've done that and cleaned up the yard, I'd like to give him something to look at. So that's why today's clearance is going to be so much more important, is just because those elderly neighbors need a lot of help, and I'm going to flip the bill for this. So I want to make sure that I get a really good deal on some of this stuff instead of it going into the dumpster. So there's so many good clearance here today. So anyway, I want to do a good job for them. I want to give them what they're expecting. I mean, I know they're getting free plants and free labor and all this free stuff out of me, but I don't want to disappoint them either. So I want to get them good things. Here's some Coreopsis. Sun-kissed Coreopsis. So this will be $4 for these little tiny Coreopsis. That might not be bad, because we did talk about Coreopsis when we were standing over in the front there by the autumn joy sedum. So with the, you know what? I'm just going to go get a cart. Let's just do that. Let's just go get a cart. Let's stop screwing around. There's some Anthony Water Spirea here in a 3-gallon. These are $24.98, so normally these are going to be 50% off, so take us in the $12 range. That might not be bad if I have enough sun, and I really haven't gotten into her backyard and really started diving into seeing what I can do. But these get big. Yeah, 4 feet wide, 6 feet tall. They have enough. looks like there's 5 up here. They're in pretty rough shape, but sometimes when a Stilbe's in a pot, it doesn't really have a very good time in the summer. So let's just go get a cart. Let's just go get a cart and see. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get kicked out of the house after today. I guarantee it. I'm gonna spend way too much money already. Okay, we've got a cart. It's not the best cart. It's kind of a Frankenstein-esque cart that won't turn with one hand, but we'll make it happen. We'll figure it out. Jeez. Actually, difficult to turn. Okay, so if we do, I have to take the Coreopsis. I have to. It's a lance leaf Coreopsis, sun-kissed Coreopsis. They don't look that great. They're not blowing my mind or anything, but you know, if I can get them for $3 a piece, I would love to get them for $1 a piece, but it's not my material. I'm not, you know, we can just hope and pray that one day, but today I am still just a bill. All right, let's get a couple clematis here. So Bee's Jubilee, which kind of looks like that Nellie Mosler a little bit. It's got the pink stripe. We'll get one of these because everything else is pink champagne, it looks like. So we're gonna get we're gonna get 3 clematis. If nothing else, I can put them on my fence. Does that make sense? If nothing else, I just put them on my fence. I'm gonna get the super long one, just for fun, just for funsies. I don't know. I don't even know how much fun it's gonna be trying to keep that viable, but we're gonna give it a shot. These are really easy to take out because they have the tripod. I'd rather have the tripod than the little stupid scaffold on the back. So we're gonna get one of the kind of the candy stripe ones, and then we'll go back to we'll get 2 of the pink champagne. And the pink champagne are impressive. They are doing really well. So 2 pink champagne. Okay, boy, it'd be nice if we had kind of a deep red. But beggars can't be choosers. That's what I am. I am a beggar. I'm out here begging. Now there is some sedum, some gold carpet sedum. And that would be a very good option for a rock garden kind of area that she has, but it's 100% shade. So I've got to get in the backyard and I've got to start digging around and I've got to see how much sun I have. I will do that when I come home. Okay, and now balloon flower. Do I want to do the balloon flower? And if I want to do the balloon flower, do I want to just take all of the balloon flower? So we're looking at, see, this little guy, Twinkle Blue balloon flower. Twinkle Blue. Was my nickname in prison. Twinkle Blue. Okay, so it looks like they have 11 of those. 11 of the balloon flower. Okay. So the echinacea. I'm grabbing the echinacea. This Monrovia sombrero lemon yellow. I did that off camera just because there was another customer over there and I want to make her uncomfortable. The sun-kissed Coreopsis, there's 6 of those. Now, there's only 5 of the echinacea, which is fine, but we've got that beat up echinacea that was over in the front that I think we'd be able to do a good deal on. So let me continue building the cart and we will get her going. All right. Okay, good deal. All right, man. All right, everybody. So I'm over here by, I've already filled up one cart. So now we're playing with fire a little bit because I want to balance not alienating these Lowe's employees like some kind of leech that just comes into their, I mean, that's the fear, right? That's the fear. Is that they're being like, oh, here this guy comes. He's such a nightmare. So, but my need to help my neighbors and doing a really good job for them is overweighing my comfort zone. So, we've got some of this little spire Russian sage here. And pollinators absolutely love it. It is so much fun. And if I can't use it in her yard, I can use it in his yard, which is right next door. The only thing holding me back from that is I don't have any pole chips, so I don't have a way to mulch them. Okay, so that being said, I can keep him alive for a couple weeks until more things progress over on his side. But hopefully, being that she's a big flower lady, right, she would really enjoy it, I can use all of this stuff in her backyard. I just need to get into her backyard and just see what I'm working with. See how much infrastructure is there, how much extra work I have to put into, do I need more soil, that sort of thing. So, do I want to do 2 flats of this is the rub. Do I want to do 2 flats of the little spire Russian sage, 2 flats of the autumn joy sedum, and then 1 flat of echinacea because I have another flat of yellow echinacea there? You know what? Let's just do it. Okay, so we've got this cart full. 5 of the Powwow Wildberry. It looks like the sedum will have 10 of the Autumn Joy sedum. And then we're also going to have 10 of the Little Spire Russian sage. Okay, now fruit trees, 25% off right now. And they have some patio peaches over here. Remember the bonfire patio peach? I just cheated, I just looked. And I've wanted to play around and experiment with these. They're 25% off. So they're starting to mark them down. They're starting to dig in a little bit. That's going to be a lot of fun when those go on sale, because they go down to 50% off. They'll be somewhere around, they'll be $20 a piece for a 7-gallon. We're going to jump on that. We're going to get a bunch of them, and I think not for my yard. We'll be able to do that for my veteran neighbor's yard, because he's got a lot of full sun. But oh man, that yard is a mess. That yard's got so many volunteers. I got to get in there and I'm gonna have to get dirty. I'm gonna have to go to war back there. I'm not lying to you guys. That is insane. But it's gonna be a lot of full sun. I'll have a lot of fun back there once I get it all cleaned up. All right, so we had some computer issues because I roll up with 2 carts and the CPU just couldn't handle the amount of awesomeness that I had on those carts. So here's the clearance roundup. We got 6 of the Sunkissed Coreopsis for $4 a piece. 11 of the Sensational Blue Balloon Flower for $4 a piece. 11 Little Spire Russian Sage for $4 a piece. We ended up getting the Sombrero Yellow Coneflower for $7. The Clematis, I got 3 Clematis, they were $7. The Powwow Wildberry Echinacea were $4. And more balloon flower. So we did really good. Now the key is building up the infrastructure and seeing what's there and what I can use and just really start tricking out that backyard. Mulch is going to be an issue unless my twice removed neighbor down the street can show up like he said he was and bring me some pole chips. So I think he's gonna. Seemed like a really cool dude to me. He seemed like a man's man of his word. So we'll see if he can pull it off. So I'll be working around his schedule on some of these bigger beds. So now the key is just keeping this stuff alive, and I think I could probably do that. Got enough nursery experience. I could probably keep alive 1 gallon in August or end of July. We'll see. All right, everybody. My name's Stuart Moore. This is Landscape Rescue, and thank you very much for letting me into your home talk about plants.